Hi, everybody. Well. I have been looking forward to class, honestly, for weeks now. I am so excited to see you. It's so good. I have some fun news for you tonight. So, good news. Okay, are you ready? How are you guys? I know, it's so good. Hi, Melody. It's Melody's first class. Is anybody else new? Am I catching any of you for the first time in Aro? I would love to know, just so I can say, hey, hi, welcome. So good to see you. I'm here. I'm live. You guys are excited too? I'm so excited. Okay, spoiler alert. No spoiler alert. I'm just going to tell you. We here at Sage Goddess have spent, how are you guys? We have spent the last 6 months, and that is not an exaggeration, preparing for tonight. And it has felt like keeping a big secret from my family almost. Tonight at midnight, I believe it's midnight. My team will correct me if I got the time wrong. Tonight at midnight. Is it now? Are we launching it now? I think it might be just now for you guys. Hey, team, will you correct me? I don't know if we're launching it now or right at midnight. This is the launch of our entire line of essential oils. I literally couldn't be more excited. I know. All right, you guys. So we've been preparing. What my hope is with AroMagic over the next few weeks, my goal is for us to become your one-stop shop for essential oils. And to that end, I have made sure that we have sourced the highest quality essential oils in the world. We have priced these better than anybody on purpose. We want to be your most affordable, most comprehensive, most magical, because they all have quartz in them. Nobody else's EOs have quartz in them. Source for essential oils beyond what anyone else has. We have everything that everybody else has, and then we have all the rare ones too that they don't have. And so this is where your work with the affiliate program, if you're doing it, and it's optional, but this is where your work as an affiliate gets really interesting, because guess what? At Sage Goddess, you can play with any other company, right? Like you can sell our essential oils, you can sell other companies' essential oils, but what you're going to find is this: your customers and you are not going to find these essential oils at this quality, at this price, anywhere else online. We have guaranteed it. I am so excited. I want to tell you the whole process because literally every step of this process has been intentional. We ordered and had these bottles made for us. Nobody else has purple bottles. These were specifically made for Sage Goddess. These are our new signature bottles. The label, we custom designed the logo. I hope you love it. So super magical, right? Everything in the label was to my specifications. I wanted the flower of life and the peacock feather, because those are the two things that the Sage Goddess brand is built on: protection and creation. The tools that we offer you are primarily about protection and creation. And so we wove the best of our brand into the label, which I hope you love. When I saw this, I saw the design all the way through and was directing the process. When I finally saw the bottle, I cried. I want you to know I've never loved anything that I've ever made at Sage Goddess the way I feel about these essential oils in these bottles. I am so proud. And part of it is I really want us, and when you share Sage Goddess with other people, I want us to be synonymous with the best, the most affordable, and the most beautiful products on the planet. I can't tell you how hard it's been to achieve those three things. It's really hard to have the best quality, the best price, and the most beautiful packaging. But I think we've done it. I truly feel like what we're doing tonight and what we're offering to you tonight is the highest evolution of our work. Now, these EOs are going live for you first, before everyone else. That's the benefit of being in AroMagic. Tomorrow, the whole rest of the world will have them. Today, it's only you, okay? And so that is my surprise for you. What is so special about this? If you're in Holistic Healer, you get 15% off every day. So the prices as they are already lower than you're going to find anywhere else. Then you can also take your 15% off. My goal is for you to be able to build the library now of essential oils of your dreams, truly. Because if it's not there right now, it will be there soon. So we are launching, I have the whole list in case you're curious. I have the whole list of all the EOs that we are launching right now. And then there's more coming. So it's about once a week now, you're going to see us introduce a new one. We have gotten rid of drams. And so we're doing, in some cases, we're doing 2 sizes. In some cases, we're doing 1, but we're giving you more for your money. So instead of doing a little tiny dram, we're doing a full 5 ml bottle. And that's what you're also getting in your AroMagic kit. So that's an upgrade. There are, I don't have the full total number. They didn't give me like a final count, but it's a lot. And I promise you, when we are done launching the full line, there will be nothing missing. We will have every basic and every rare. Now, we already have most of them. And so most of what you're looking for is going to be there. Here's what's really exciting. At the end of class tonight, I'm doing a giveaway. And I'm giving away some of the essential oils on my tray to you to celebrate the launch tonight. And I'm going to do it one of 2 ways. I'm going to hold up an oil and see who wants it. And then I'm going to pick one of you and let you choose from the tray. Isn't that exciting? So you guys are going to get some free essential oils tonight. When you go to the listing, you guys, you'll be able to see everything that's there. Okay. So when you go to the website, you will be able to see everything that's there. And I don't know if did my team jump in and comment for you guys just to confirm what time everything was going live? Team SG, if you're there, I know you guys are there. If you can just confirm, I think it's at midnight, but if you guys confirm what time the EOs are launching, I know that everybody who's in the class right now would really, really, really appreciate that. Isn't that awesome? 6 months, you guys. I really want you to think about what that means for us to have been working on this long. I am so proud. I am so proud because quality is everything and beauty is everything and price is everything. And so if you have been mostly relying on other brands, I hope you will switch over because our quality is on par with anything that you'll find anywhere in the world. And part of what I love too is we are educating. Oh, wonderful. So Team SG just commented, it's going live right after class at 6 p.m. Okay, did you guys see that? Yes, okay. Now Lori says they're live now, Team SG, so they might be live now, but if they aren't live now, they'll be live right at the end of class for you. Isn't it exciting? I am beyond, beyond, beyond excited. We are gonna kind of take over the essential oil world and the time has come. I am so thrilled. I'm so glad that you're excited too. Yeah, you guys kept asking when the launch was and I didn't wanna specify it until I knew for sure that today was the day. This is going to rock your world as an affiliate. Rock your world as an affiliate. When you really start to think through what this means for you, I think you're going to be really, really, really excited. Yes. Okay. I'm glad you're thrilled. Okay. We have a lot of work to do tonight and I want to stay focused with you, but it truly is our goal. Our goal is over the next couple of months for us to become the largest global source of essential oils on the planet. And that we will do so much education for you behind the scenes about how these oils are distilled, where they come from, the process. I think you're going to absolutely be so excited when you see the evolution of what we're creating for you right now. And it's all really to support your work as affiliates, because some people are affiliates for other essential oil companies, for example. They will not have the amount of oils that we have or the prices that we can offer them out. So we hope that you will trust us as your #1 source. Isn't that exciting? Okay, so thank you for sharing our excitement because our whole team has just been on cloud 9 getting these ready for you. So good. Okay, tonight's December AroMagic, obviously. And so this is our last class with our old packaging before the rebrand, which I'm so excited about. Like I said, my heart almost stopped when I saw the final product. I thought it was so beautiful. I'm glad you guys are proud. I really am. And I want you to feel that way. When people find these oils, I want them to be so excited because it's a different color bottle than everyone has. And it's a gemstone inside, which nobody has. And it's a different, more magical branding than anybody has. And it's a more comprehensive collection than anybody has. So we are thrilled. Okay. Not all of them are organic, but not all of them can be. Did you know that some essential oils, there's no option for an organic option? So where there is an organic option, we have tried. Where there isn't, we're still offering it to you because everybody on the planet has to offer certain oils in a non-organic form. So just to answer that question for you, because that'll come up too from people in your community and they may not know. It was really funny. I saw something online last week where people were saying that there was no such essential oil as honeysuckle. And I thought, they need to take AroMagic. You know, it's like some people still don't realize that certain essential oils exist because they're so rare they've never seen them. Do you know what I mean? Like they have no idea there's a pink lotus. They have no idea there's a carnation. They have no idea there's a honeysuckle. They have no idea, you know, there's a white lotus. They have no idea that there's a saffron. They have no idea that there's an opoponax. And so what's really fun is you can introduce people now to these essential oils that are so super rare. Also, all of them have clear quartz chipstones inside to magnify the energies. And going forward, we are in a position where we now can begin to have essential oils distilled for us. And so if there's one that doesn't exist, but I want it, I actually have a company I'm working with who can distill for us. And so there will be essential oils coming through the Sage Goddess line that literally don't exist on the planet except through us. And I'm really excited about that too. It's kind of like there's no limit to what magic we can create together now. It's a very exciting opportunity. I'm so glad you guys are excited. Okay, so tonight, now there's big magic tonight too. Tonight we are talking about 3 herbs and 4 oils. Are you ready? It's going to be a marathon because I'm doing your regular set for this month and then the bonus tools as well of violet leaf and mace, which are super magical. We have to talk about them. Oh, I'm so glad you guys love the new packaging. I'm thrilled. That packaging is my heart and soul. So if you love it, that's awesome. If you don't love it, that's okay, but just know it. I personally, that I'm so invested in that complete design. So don't tell me if you don't like it. It'll hurt my feelings. But I'm thrilled. I absolutely think it's exactly what it needed to be for us for right now. You know, even just down to everything for me is subtle and intentional. You know, like the images on the label, those images are what I want my company to represent, protection and creation. So everything is symbolic right down to the symbols that don't even have a word attached to it. You know, the color is symbolic. I'm trying to help people open the upper chakras and have a spiritual experience through essential oils. And so everything is intentional. I'm so glad you guys are loving it. Okay, so we are going to move swiftly. I'm going to hold all questions to the end because I want to get through, and also because we've talked about that. You guys prefer that when I don't address questions during class. So I'm going to stay completely focused on the content and not on the feed. And then I will come back at the end just to check in and see if you have any questions. So if you do have questions, I recommend that you save them until the end. Thank you, Nathan. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you guys love it. Okay. All right. So tonight we are talking about lemon eucalyptus essential oil. Just to review the products that are on my beautiful tray for tonight. Lemon eucalyptus. We are covering bergamot tonight. Bergamot is the king. I cannot wait to talk to you about bergamot. We are covering what many of my friends and family and clients would tell you is their favorite blend of the entire year, Satnam. You guys got it as your free gift. It actually exists in the shop in a diluted form. This is a pure EO version of Satnam. Do you know I now have friends and family and clients who won't go anywhere without Satnam? And it's powerful. Satnam is calming and soothing. It soothes the entire central nervous column. It eases anxiety. It brings peace. It's grounding and stabilizing. So we're going to talk about Satnam tonight. We're going to talk about L-campaign, which has such a magical history and lineage. You're going to fall in love with L-campaign if you don't love it already. I'm going to teach you to fall in love with primrose. I bet you don't know all the different beautiful properties of primrose, but it's comprehensive. That's right, Brittany Grotto. I love that. Satnam is the Sat bomb. This is violet leaf, okay, in your little tin. So tonight we're going to talk about violet leaf and its magic. It is one of the most powerful anti-aging herbs that you can possibly work with, and we'll talk about that. And then your other bonus was mace, and we're going to cover mace as well. Your bonus covers the elements of air and water, okay? So mace is your air element oil, or yes, oil, and violet leaf is your water element herb. I know. So here's a little kind of sneak peek. we will have blends in the AroMagic line. And so not only will we have all the pure EOs for you, like I said, all of the common, all of the rare will be available at SG very soon. We're already a leg up on that process. In addition to that, we will have blends. And so Satnam will eventually be one of the blends. We don't have plans to relist the bonus kit. So if you missed it, it is sold out. It was very rare and very difficult for us to make. And so if you missed it, I apologize for that, but we don't have plans right now to restock that one for you, just to let you know. But if you have it, we're going to go over it tonight. And so we'll get started there. Okay, I'm so glad you guys are excited. And by the way, your new tools are in the shop. I'm pretty sure you know that, but I wanted to make sure you know because we're starting off with the new bottles in your brand new kit. So every month you are going to get 5 ml bottles of 2 new EOs that match the entire rest of the line. And so your kits are going to become part of your library. How awesome is that? Like, that was my intention, was to make sure that your kits look exactly like everything else in your medicine cabinet. Isn't that fun? And then the tins got a gorgeous upgrade too. I wanted gold with purple because I think it's super regal. And gold is the metal of prosperity, abundance, success, stability, everything gold, right? So we went sort of rich with the colors and the textures in 2018, and I'm in love. So glad, so glad. So let's sort of jump right in because I'm very, very, very excited. And we're going to start with lemon eucalyptus tonight. I'm actually going to burn a little bit of the L campaign on my incense burner really quick. And actually, let me smudge too before I get too far ahead of myself. I got so excited about the launch of the EOs. We literally have been like kids around here because you have to understand my whole team is involved in this and everybody is invested and interested and excited for you to receive it. Especially because people have been asking us at SG to do this for the whole 7 years we've been in business, and it just has taken us this long. It's really staggering when you think about what it takes as a company to create something new. I think people think it happens overnight, but it takes a village, and it takes time, and it takes intention and care and process, and so the journey has been as exciting as the destination, I must tell you. Okay, so I'm going to burn a little bit of the L campaign on my charcoal. It's a little too hot for me to lift up and show you, but I'm just putting a few of the crystals of the L campaign on there. And then, have you burned your L campaign? If you have not burned the L campaign, I just want to invite you to try it because it's really good. That's what's sort of wafting over me right now. And I'm just going to take a moment to receive that. It is so, so, so yummy. Okay, so L campaign is one of my favorites. I'm just going to be honest because the magical properties of L campaign are there's so many that I won't even be able to cover them all tonight. L campaign was one of the ones that we were so excited to be able to share with you. So, okay. Oh, thanks you guys. Okay, let's start with lemon eucalyptus. I'll be honest about lemon eucalyptus. It's not my favorite in terms of scent, okay? I still want you to inhale it 3 times, as we always do, just to receive the energy of it. It is clarifying. It is purifying. It is detoxifying. Yeah, we wanted to have this launch ready for you guys before January 1st so that when your advisor work begins in earnest, all the essential oils are there. And so you can already begin getting people excited about it, or you can wait to get people excited about it. I'll tell you, I would stock up on some of yours now because you don't want things to run out. So that's one thing to think about. Okay, lemon eucalyptus, Corymbia citriodora is the Latin name. Corymbia citriodora, and it is native to Northeast Australia, which is one of my favorite countries in the world and one of my favorite parts of one of my favorite countries in the world. I have spent a lot of time in Australia on both coasts, and I love everything about that country. These zodiac signs are Gemini and Cancer. It is a feminine, air, water. It's associated with both Venus and Mercury. Okay. This essential oil is used throughout the world, and it's mostly used for health remedies, right? So lemon eucalyptus is very healing, antibacterial, antispasmodic. It clears the airways. right? But remember, our theme for this month is truth, power, and purpose. And lemon eucalyptus activates that solar plexus chakra like nothing else. I mean, it's truly one of the most powerful solar plexus oils you will ever work with. And so as an example, just set the intention to, you smelled it earlier just generically. Now I want you to set the intention of, on the inhale, receiving it in your power center. So take one more deep inhale and set the intention to activate your solar plexus. And see if it doesn't feel different when your intention is different. This is a really important part of working with essential oils. This is one that they use in, candles for repelling mosquitoes. Mostly it's citronella, and citronella has a very similar scent to this, but sometimes you will see lemon eucalyptus, which has a slightly less offensive, sort of pungent odor than citronella does. Still very effective for getting rid of all the bugs that you don't want around you when you are outside. So it balances, stimulates, purifies, protects, it brings clarity, it does all of those things. But did you know that all of the herbs and oils for tonight, with the exception of our bonus tools, did you know that every single herb and every single oil that we're working with tonight is for luck? And not just luck, but fortune's favor, truly. Every single one, all the way from lemon eucalyptus to L-campaign, which was thought to have any event in your life move in your favor. Success through intuition with L-campaign, all the way to primrose, which was thought to bring good luck through understanding and through love and through relationships, all the way through to geranium and clary sage and patchouli and satnam. All of these are thought to be herbs and oils that bring good luck and ultimately have fortune swing in your favor. And so this one does it at the solar plexus. Primrose, for example, activates luck through the heart. So with primrose, or with lemon eucalyptus, you're going to experience luck through your own personal power and fortitude, the decisions that you make, the energy that you activate. Primrose is going to bring you luck through the heart space, through relationship, and through love. So maybe you have a partner who brings something to you and you receive luck that way. And so each one activates, that's right, love, luck, love, and luck. That's right. Oh, Satnam on the burner. Let me try that. Let me try Satnam on my EO burner. I have not done that yet, and that sounds like a really yummy suggestion. I just want to do it really quick so I can see what it smells like with the L-campaign. Woo, look at that. Oh my God. Wow. If you guys have not used Satnam on charcoal, you are missing out right now. Thank you for that suggestion. That is absolutely heavenly. That's divine. I don't know that I've smelled anything better than that in a very long time. So gorgeous. Okay. So in addition to all of those things that we just talked about, most of the herbs and oils for tonight are also really helpful for the digestive tract. Lemon eucalyptus won't be a surprise to you probably because of the fact that it's a solar plexus essential oil. And anytime you have an essential oil that's primarily for the solar plexus, it's going to help with digestive issues. So it obviously has that benefit. But most of the essential oils, most of the essential oils and most of the herbs for tonight do have digestive properties as well that help to ease digestion. Lemon eucalyptus, when taken as a tea, is very soothing to the stomach, and you can add fresh ginger to that. Like that would be a really delicious. Turmeric root would be another beautiful addition to that for a digestive, to something to ease digestion and to improve digestion in your system. Isn't that beautiful? It's so, so, so good. So that is lemon eucalyptus, stimulating, purifying, protecting, balancing, and it brings all the luck. Now we will talk about, like I said, I'm moving a little quickly tonight because I want to get through all of our products and we can come back, and if you have questions, I can double down on something. So let's move now to, oh, the other thing I want to tell you is about the karma piece. Okay. Lemon eucalyptus is one of the most powerful purifiers of karmic debt. Okay, so when you burn it, and if you're working on those issues, whether you want to add lemon eucalyptus oil to a medicine bundle, do you remember my my karmic medicine bundle that I made to release family karma and stuff in my maternal line. I made it with, I think in sabbatical together a few months ago. I added lemon eucalyptus essential oil to that bundle. So lemon eucalyptus is probably the #1 EO to use for karmic debt and the releasing of karmic debt, whereas dioptase, for example, is the best stone to use for releasing karmic debt. So there's a good EO for that, and there's a good stone for that if that is the work that you're doing right now, just to let you know. And some of you are. And they also say childhood, trauma too, which a lot of times the things that heal karmic debt and karmic wounds also heal childhood trauma, because a lot of our karmic debt, don't you know, comes from things that happen to us as children, or things that happen, with us as children, or things that we do as children without knowing it. So there's a lot of karma that gets sealed in our early childhood, and this is one essential oil that can heal and cleanse and purify all of that for you. Girl, we have everything on the site. Okay, now bergamot. Bergamot is, have you guys seen bergamot? Have you seen the actual fruit? It's a really cool thing. You see it in Italy. You see it in most of the different parts of Italy. It is, they call it citron doux, which means like sort of a soft lemon. It's almost like a lemon but sweet, and it's a beautiful fruit. It is not something common here in the United States, so you don't see it very often. Most of it comes from Italy. The Latin name is Citrus aurantium bergamia, and hence the name bergamot comes from that last Latin word. I love bergamot tea, I will tell you, which is Earl Grey, right? Earl Grey is my favorite tea. I don't drink it very often because if I have a cup of Earl Grey, I can't sleep until the following day. When I was in college, I'm really good under pressure. And so I was a lit major, which meant that I had to write 4 or 5 different essays a week, which is probably why I'm such a prolific writer for Sage Goddess now. But anyway, I used to wait until the last minute to finish my papers and then drink bergamot tea and stay up all night to do that. And I would always produce my best work when I had bergamot tea. So there's a little funny story about my own life and my own integration of that magic. So let's take 3 deep inhales of one of my favorite essential oils. And when I tell you what the properties are, you'll understand why I can't live without it. And I want you to notice, I put these back to back for a reason. Do the little compare and contrast. How does this compare to the lemon eucalyptus for you? And if you want to just do a side-by-side, I think that would be a great idea. So let's take a nice deep inhale of the lemon eucalyptus. And then take a nice deep inhale of that pure bergamot. I prefer the bergamot, I'll just be honest. I'm more of a subtle lemon girl. But they're both very, very useful, and they have complementary but also separate and different metaphysical properties, which is why bergamot, I would tell you, should be in your, I'm trying to decide if I should tell you it should be in your top 10 or in your top 20, because that's a tricky question. But it depends on what your priorities are. If you are working on clarity and strength and success and abundance and manifestation, if you're trying to create deeper abundance in your life, bergamot is probably one that you should have in your top 10. If that's kind of not the medicine, not the work that you're doing, you're not focusing on clarity, success, manifestation right now, maybe you're focusing more on healing, although bergamot's a powerful manifester of physical health too. So it's, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's more, it's sweeter than pure lemon, but it still has a tart edge to it. But it does so beautifully. Yeah, Carol says it's in her top 10 for sure. It definitely has a softness and a sweetness to it. What bergamot does in perfume is sensual, because it balances. So if you have a perfume that's too sweet, bergamot will cut that sweetness, but it won't sharpen it. If you have a perfume that's too sharp, it will dull the sharpness, but it won't make it too sweet. Do you know what I mean? So what I always tell people is it's the perfumer's remedy. And always remember that I told you this, okay? So if you're making perfume and you're like, oh shit, this smells like pine sol, right? Bergamot. Or if you're making a perfume and you're like, this smells like cotton candy, bergamot. If you've gone too sharp, it'll save it. If you've gone too sweet, it will save it. Okay, so let me walk through the rest of what I wanted to tell you about it. So it's the softer lemon. There are all kinds of stories about Christopher Columbus bringing it to Spain from the Canary Islands and how we actually ended up with bergamot in our arsenal. It is the flavoring of our favorite tea, our favorite Earl Grey. It's used extensively in French perfumery, less so in the United States. I almost feel like it's undiscovered here. The French perfume houses have relied on bergamot for centuries as the perfumer's fix. Yeah, no, seriously, Melanie, it will save any perfume. If it's too sweet, it'll fix it. If it's too sharp, it will fix it. One of the things you need to know is that bergamot needs to be kept in a dark bottle and not exposed to sunlight for too long. It is a photosensitive essential oil, and so you want to make sure that you store it. And part of the reason I'm really excited about our new bottles is they are very dark. And so this is a safe storage for your EOs for the duration, the lifespan of your essential oils. This is safe too. You just don't want to leave it in direct sunlight. Like you wouldn't want to sit this on a windowsill where the sun is going to come in and beat down on it every day. Does that make sense? Yes, it will save lavender disasters. In fact, and I could give you some quick recipes. Try bergamot with patchouli. It's super sexy. Try bergamot with the other citruses, like take blood orange and tangerine and a little lemon and then bergamot, and you will have the most uplifting perfume you've ever worked with. It almost mixes with everything. In fact, I've never smelled anything with bergamot that I didn't like, which is that's a tough thing to tell you. Okay, now I'm going to go through the list of what it does. Are you ready? By the way, it's aligned with the sun as its planet, and it does help with self-confidence, image, like your self-image, the way you feel about yourself. Yeah, and Tracy's exactly right, because it is photosensitive. You also don't want to put it directly on your skin and go out in the sun. But that's true of most of the citrus. You really don't want to wear a bunch of citrus oil out into the sun. So just be careful with your photosensitive oils. Oh my God. With ylang ylang, you know, because bergamot has a little bit of an aphrodisiac property to it, and ylang ylang is just pure sex in a bottle. So I can only imagine what would happen if you combined bergamot with ylang ylang. And what else could we use in there to kind of make that even sexier? A little amber maybe would be really nice for that. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah, Katie says she has it in her kids blend, which I recommend because it's really good for kids. It brings confidence. Do you know it helps academically? It's a fantastic focus oil. Like if you're feeling, sometimes I'm a little ADHD, although I think my world is just crazy. I think I actually maybe don't have ADHD, but I'm just really busy. But sometimes I feel like I have too many tabs open on my mental computer, if you know what I mean. Like it's just this all the time. And so sometimes I will just take my dram and just inhale to just focus my attention. Now, if you want the most supreme focus blend ever, like truly, truly heart and soul, are you ready for the simplest recipe for focus? And you'll never need anything else. The best focus blend ever. Geranium, lavender, and bergamot. It doesn't get any better than that. That's mental clarity, focus, achievement, all in one. Self-confidence, the ability to self-regulate, self-direct. That is the end-all be-all of a focus blend. So a lot of people ask me that all the time because they want something for their kids. You know what I mean? And EOs are so great with kids because, you know, it's like, I mean, to allow them to inhale and to receive the scent of it. My daughter works with EOs all the time because she has to go through a lot of medical procedures. And so she's just learned that it's easier to go through something that's painful or difficult if you have lavender with you, for example, or palmarosa, which she loves, or balsam of Peru, which she loves. So she's learned about how calming and soothing essential oils can be at a young age. But if your kids haven't learned, or your nieces and nephews, or kids of friends haven't learned, what a beautiful way to introduce them. Kids love to smell and to, you know, to enjoy. And then you can ask kids, they love telling you to say, how does that make you feel? Like when you smell that, how do you feel? And listen to what they say. They'll say, gosh, I feel awake and I feel alert, you know, all of those things. So, and geranium, I'm pretty sure is on our list of ones that we just launched tonight. I can double check for you. No, it doesn't look like geranium was launched tonight, but geranium is coming. So stand by. And I believe we will have rose geranium too for you, which is another one you need to have. Yeah, so stand by. Geranium is not there tonight, but it will be there soon. Love, love, love. Okay. So here's what it does. Ready? It heals infections, it reduces pain and inflammation. It's a sedative, it's also a digestive. It is a respiratory healer. It helps to resolve acne. You can actually apply it to pimples and it helps them dry overnight. It's good for scars, really good for scars. It's good for body odor. It's a really great deodorizer. It's good for fever, it's antibacterial, and it also relieves eczema. So, you know, when an oil does that much, you just kind of have to have it in the collection. It's just sort of a workhorse, you know? And so I just happen to absolutely love the smell. It just reminds me of Italy. It takes me back. It's like all of a sudden I'm in, you know, I'm in Florence, right? But if you're not attracted to it for the scent, I think you'll still be attracted to it because of all the incredible metaphysical properties that it has. That's right. Okay, and manifestation. Don't forget manifestation with bergamot. It's big, big, big time for that. Okay. Let's see. I think I was supposed to show you this. By the way, if you want to read more about the essential oils, there's a whole section on the website. We printed it out, but there's a ton of information about the oils and there's links to where to find them. So there's just, like I said, we've been spending so much time just getting ready for all of this. And there's a lot of written information for you too, if you're interested. Okay, so now, let's see. Did I go through all the correspondences with you? Sagittarius, Virgo, Aquarius, it's masculine, fire and air, Sun and Jupiter are the primary planets associated with bergamot. Yes, everything is coming. You guys, when I tell you, within the next couple of weeks to months, every common and rare essential oil on the planet, plus some that we distill ourselves that you will not find anywhere else, will be at Sage Goddess. We will be comprehensive. We're very excited for that. Okay, let's talk about L-Campaign because I've been just itching all night to do it. And I hope you're as excited as I am too. Okay, what I want you to do is just take a pinch as we always do. You're not going to crush this because it's a root, right? So you're not going to really be able to break it down. But take 3 deep inhales. Are you ready? 2. This grounds me. This completely grounds me. Okay. Now, L-Campaign is one of the herbs that we will look at this year that cannot be found in the United States. A lot of it is found in Russia. You also find it in Asia and in Europe. The Latin name is Inula campana. And there is a somewhat famous, I'm so glad you guys love the L-Campaign. There is a really famous Latin saying that goes, Inula campana reddit precordia sana, which means L-Campaign sustains the soul. Isn't that beautiful? And that is from there. They have these ancient prescriptions for L-Campaign of people being recommended to work with L-Campaign for different, you know, colds and flus and depression and anxiety. I mean, L-Campaign was used as a cure for everything. Now, it has an extensive metaphysical history as well. Hippocrates, who is the Greek father of modern medicine, grew L-Campaign and worked with it and considered it to be one of the most comprehensive cures of his time. And that tells you something about how important that is, right? Okay. Now, they associate L-Campaign in different cultures depending on which legends and lore you look at. They associate it with these fairy folk, these earth spirits, as they call it. And what they say is, if your spirit, and remember that Latin phrase that I gave you, they recommended it for people who felt like their spirit was leaving their body, like they were having out-of-body experiences. Back in the day, they probably would have said that about us, right? Like deeply spiritual people were probably thought to be having out-of-body experiences. I don't know, but I'm just making that assumption. So what they would do is if you were too kind of mental, you know what I mean? If you were too up here and your intuition was too active or you were having too many visions, they would give you L-Campaign to connect you to the earth spirits, was the way they described it. It's aligned with the Magician card of the major arcana of the tarot, which may be another reason why I love it so much. That's my life path card since I'm a 110 in numerology. And so it has this energy of being every tool that you need. Do you know the Major Arcana Magician card, how he's standing at the table and he has all of his tools? If you took tarot with me last year, you probably remember that. And so he's got all of his tools laid out on the table in front of him. El Campaign is thought to be all of those tools in one. And you know, the magician's table in front of him has a tool that represents earth, has a tool that represents air, has a tool that represents water, and has a tool that represents fire, right? And so El Campaign is supposed to be the tool, the herbal tool, that is all of that at once, that balances earth, air, fire, and water all together, which I think is a pretty cool story. It is said to be able to support shape-shifting, which means, and it's funny because we had a whole conversation here as a team about shape-shifting today. And so to help you move from one state of consciousness or one state of being to another. And so it has this really beautiful ascension energy to it. Like if you're trying to move from more of a mundane 3D, you know, earthbound kind of perspective to a more of a multidimensional 4D, 5D expansive, you know, perspective that lets a little loose of time, space, dimensions, and things like that. Things we've been talking about all year long. El Campaign can be a really powerful tool for that. It's pretty incredible. It is all the it is all the things. And so, like I said, you find it mostly in Russia, but you do find it in Europe and in Asia. The Russians have a whole legend about this too. And they believe that it relieves hexes if you've had a hex placed on you or any kind of curses of any kind, that just by working with El Campaign or burning El Campaign that you release. And the Russians actually have this whole lore about it where it doesn't just relieve or release any, you know, negative energy that's happening to you right now, but this idea that it could also release you from any kind of hexes or curses that may have happened in past generations or even in past lives. So that's another interesting little bit of legend and lore about all of that too. Now, what I wanted to tell you, let's see, I had a recipe I wanted to share. Oh, are you ready? So if you wanted to make a power and protection herbal medicine bag, that's a little recipe from me to you. And we will meme these up so you don't have to scramble to write these down. My team always listens to the class and makes memes out of the different recipes that I give you, so you don't have to rush to write things down. I try to do that for you so that you don't have to stress. But here are you ready? My top 5 ingredients for a power and protection medicine bag, herbal and essential oil medicine bag. Okay, so the number 1 ingredient is violet leaf. Violet leaf, and we're going to talk about violet leaf in just a second. There's violet petals, violet flower, and violet leaf, 2 different parts of the flower, just like neroli, right, is the petals of the orange, right? But then, or the you know, the sweet part of the orange and the petals of the flowers, right? But the branches of the trees, everything gets used. All parts of the citrus trees are used. They just smell very different, so they manifest in other forms. So it is with violet. So the leaves of the flowers have one fragrance and one set of properties, and then the actual leaves of the plant, which is what we're studying tonight, violet leaf, has a whole extra set of metaphysical properties. That's right. So if I were putting together a power and protection medicine bag, I would do violet leaf, El Campaign, most of the stuff's from tonight, primrose powder, and then I would add 2 drops of honeysuckle and 2 drops of opoponax. Alternatively, you can add patchouli if you want to even deepen that protective energy. You could add other protective oils too if you want, but I think this is enough. The herbs that you're putting in, you know, the El Campaign and the violet leaf in particular, are so incredibly protective. You almost don't need anything else. So I would do maybe ½ an ounce of each of the herbs, you know, the violet leaf, the El Campaign, and the primrose, and then just 2 drops of honeysuckle, 2 drops of opoponax, which I think both launched tonight. If you don't still have yours, you can double check. I'm pretty sure they did. In any case, add those to it, mix that together, put that in a medicine bag, and hang that anywhere you feel afraid. So again, it's I would say probably ½ an ounce each of violet leaf, El Campaign, and primrose powder, and then 2 drops honeysuckle, 2 drops of opoponax. Mix that all together. I always like to, when I'm making a medicine bag, I always mix everything with my hands if I can, because that way your energy is really imprinted. If you use spoons and other tools, you can use a mortar and pestle for magical herbal mixing, just to sort of get the consistency right. But then after that, when you start mixing your oils in, use your hands just to sort of infuse it with your energy. And so that is a really powerful little medicine bag. You can take a little pin and hang that over a door. That's what our ancestors used to do. So if they were afraid, wherever they felt afraid, they would make a little sachet like this or a little medicine bag, and they would pin it or nail it over the top of the door. And usually they would nail it over the inside of the door heading out, not the outside of the door heading in. Does that make sense? Let me say that again. So they would pin it or tack it, this little medicine pouch, over the door of the room where they were feeling afraid, and they would hang it over the inside heading out, not the outside heading in, if that makes sense. Okay, so that is a bit about L-campaign. Now, one of the really interesting things about L-campaign, and we have not talked about this with a lot of herbs or oils because it just hasn't come up, is this concept of initiation, okay? And initiation is an interesting concept to me. Initiation is the idea that you are moving from either one stage of development to another, one stage of life to another, one level of practice of something to another. And initiation in magical terms usually requires some sort of process or tools that you use to signal the process of initiation, almost to make ceremony out of it. And so this is one of the tools that you could use if you are initiating yourself into a new level of practice. Or let's say you're starting a new job and you want to bless that new job. That's an initiation. Burn some L-campaign. Someone in your life gets a new job and you want to celebrate it. Or your child is graduating from one school and moving on to another level. Or you completed Reiki master training. And there's so many different times in your life when you are being initiated. And sometimes it's formal and sometimes it's not formal. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's spoken and sometimes it's unspoken. Sometimes you just sense that you're being initiated into something new. And so anytime you feel like that, this is a fun little ritual for you to do and to teach other people to say, you know what, we're going to celebrate. We're going to make a ceremony out of this. I'm going to burn some L-campaign. You know, we will light a candle and we will acknowledge your movement from one level or one place or one part of your life into something new and something different. It's so cool. And you know what? Our ancestors did that. Our ancestors, I taught about this in Pillars of Priestessing a couple of years ago, which some of you have done and some of you haven't. But you know, our ancestors marked every transition with ceremony, everything, you know, birth, death, you know, birthdays, but everything in between, right? Like, you know, for women, there are all kinds of rites of passage, and for men too. In our culture, we don't do that, right? We don't do the red tent when a girl begins to menstruate. We don't have the rites of passage for men at age 11, although I'm creating something for my son next year because he's turning 11, and in almost every other culture around the world, there's a rite of passage to acknowledge that he is becoming a man, and I want him to have a rite of passage. And so I feel like I'm the right person to create something like that for him. And I promise you, L-campaign will be part of that process for him, that ceremonial fire probably that I will build for him. So isn't that exciting? I think it's very cool. It sounds like Erin is celebrating an accomplishment. And you know what? If you are celebrating an accomplishment, make a ceremony out of it. You know, bake some bread or pour some wine or sprinkle some, you know, beautiful herbs in your garden and give thanks to Gaia. But find a way to create ceremony in your life and incorporate some of these herbs, you know, you've spent this year learning, right? So yes, if you have children who are on the eve of going from age 10 to 11, that is their rite of passage to, you know, their queenhood and to their kinghood, right? Becoming a woman and becoming a man. And so thinking about all of that now and thinking about for you too, rites of passage for you. What about doing that at each decade? As you turn 30, as you turn 40, as you turn 50, as you turn 60. Saturn return, right? Every 29 years, Saturn returns to the exact place in the sky where it was when you were born. And Saturn is the planet of life lessons and hard knocks. And so Saturn return is very difficult for people, but it's a threshold because every Saturn return cycle that you go through produces a stronger, more compassionate and gentler version of you. And so you can celebrate your Saturn return in the same way. I'm giving you all these ideas just because I want you to start to use your herbs and your oils and get really passionate about thinking about your life differently and ceremonially, because it's all important, right? And so how do you mark these passages? I think it's really significant. Well, Susan's in trouble because her boys are turning 11 on Tuesday. So Susan's got to figure it out right about now. That's right. And I love that Colin just came through her second Saturn return. So I haven't hit my second one yet, but my first one was a doozy. I think my second one will be a little bit gentler, but I'll tell you in 10 years when I get I get there. Mm-hmm. Julia, when I do ceremonial wine, I mull my own wine. So I choose herbs and I simmer them in wine, and then I share that ceremonially. So I don't, there's no particular ceremonial wine that I use, but I do mull my own wine with herbs in a little sachet and simmer the wine. I put quartz in there with it. I say a prayer and a blessing over it, and then I cool the wine, drain the herbs, pour the wine, and share that in a chalice. And that's another really beautiful way to work with your herbs, is to actually use them and steep them in your wine to create mulled wine. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, at the holidays, you guys, holy, holy. If you want your whole house to smell like magic, take a bottle of Cabernet wine, or if you are avoiding alcohol, just use apple cider, put it in a Dutch oven on your stove on low, and then add about 10 orange slices. It can be blood orange or regular orange. Add about 10 cinnamon sticks. Add a handful of full cloves. Add a handful of cardamom pods, and just let it go. Your whole house will smell like heaven. I do that before Thanksgiving dinner so that people walk into my house and just go, what is that? And little do they know, it's apple cider, oranges, and cinnamon sticks, right? But the whole house smells like heaven. So, okay. So L Campaign is going to do a lot of things for you. I'm excited to hear how you work with it because it's super magical. On to Primrose. You ready? I'm going to go a little quicker now because I have about 15 minutes left with you guys for tonight. And I want to do the giveaways too. So I'm going to go a little quicker. But again, I will stop at the end to see if you have any questions about anything. Okay. Primrose, Primula vulgaris. Oh, Primrose. Primrose, you are the reason that many of us don't look our age. I love my Primrose. Sun sign Libra, it's feminine, earth, air, and fire. Planet is Venus for Primrose, and I love it so much. Okay. It is aligned with Freya from the Norse tradition, Venus from the Greek tradition. It's interesting, a number of the herbs and oils from tonight, oh, I love that. A number of the herbs and oils from tonight are associated with Venus. And again, so you're seeing these themes of luck and beauty and love across most of the offerings from tonight. Okay, but did you know that Venus brings luck through beauty and luck through love? I'm sorry, Primrose brings luck through beauty and luck through love. So Primrose not only keeps you looking young, right? If you put the essential oil of evening primrose into a little rosehip seed carrier oil with some helichrysum and a couple of drops of violet leaf essential oil, you pretty much have the most powerful anti-aging, antioxidant elixir for your face. And I would say, honestly, not just your face, but the tops of your hands and also your neck and your décolleté, which is where people really start to show their first signs of aging. So again, I offered you Primrose powder tonight, but we will have Primrose essential oil too. And so that with a little rosehip seed oil, violet leaf, a little helichrysum, put some honeysuckle in there too. You could use this powder and mix it with some rose clay, like rose kaolin clay. Are you guys familiar with rose kaolin clay, which is like a beautiful dusty pink powder? And just add a little bit of water to that, make a mask, and it is so good for your skin. It softens your skin. Again, it has antioxidant properties. It's just so good for you. So I hope you're excited about it. And you can find rose kaolin clay online. I don't have it to offer you, but other people do. And so if you wanted to take this little tin and get some rose kaolin clay, and then just, like I said, just add a little bit of water to it, make it to the consistency you like, put the powders in your hand, and then add drops of water. Don't put a ton of water because it's going to get too liquidy and you won't be able to use it. But yeah, the rejuvenation mask from us, SG, has rose kaolin clay in it. So you've experienced it before, but I don't have it separately to sell to you. And you'll love rose kaolin clay. And by the way, if you have acne of any kind, I still get acne, lucky me, right at 45. If you still get pimples and acne, which they say is really a good thing because the longer you have acne, the more likely you are not to have wrinkles. So I've always looked at it as a positive, but it's a pain in the butt. Rose kaolin clay dries up acne. So it's really, really good. I make my son do a mask, you know, a clay mask at home and all those things. And so teach your kids early about skincare. In my experience, they want to know how to do it. And evening primrose and primrose powder are very important tools for that. Okay. So in addition to all of that, it's for premenstrual syndrome. It does help with PMS. It does help ease the symptoms of PMS. Some people talk about it for fertility, that it helps with fertility. And I think that some of that might be the connection to Venus, because a lot of times the herbs and the essential oils associated with Venus are thought to be herbs and essential oils that are helpful for relieving infertility too. It purifies, it protects, it blesses, it's anti-aging, and it is a central nervous healer. You know, when I was first diagnosed with MS, one of the first things my doctor told me was to use evening primrose capsules. And so that's an interesting idea too, you know, that just the oil of evening primrose, even taken internally, can be a very important soother to the central nervous system as well. Yeah, I think all of us, Lauren says she's skincare obsessed. I think all of us are. And you know what I love is try making stuff at home. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when you, the fact that it's crazy when you go to department stores and what they're charging and you look at the ingredients and you have a lot of those things at home. You know, they're using helichrysum, they're using violet leaf, they're using white sage essential oil. Did you know in Asia, white sage essential oil is like a rage for anti-aging? In Korea and China, that's what they're doing. They're not using it here, but throughout Asia, white sage essential oil is thought to be like the bee's knees. So sometimes I think it's like we haven't tried enough things. We haven't done enough innovation in our own kitchens. Do you know what I mean? So I always encourage you to try things on your own. Most importantly, primrose is about self-love. And the reason I wanted it in this set about truth and power is I think if there isn't some aspect of self-love in your life, you can't possibly have truth and power. You know, it's like, if you don't love you, then how is anyone else going to love you? It all begins with you. And so I think truly the essence, like the sort of the core of truth and power is about self-love, because everything else from there spirals out. And if you have created a fertile foundation for your own nurturing, your own soul and your own heart, then you're able to offer that more easily and more readily to other people. It's pretty cool. Okay. Satnam. This is the Sat Bomb. And you won't have to ask me twice to inhale this because it's one of my favorite things ever. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That smells good too, though. That was not Satnam. Okay, now I have Satnam. I lost my cap. Okay, Satnam. We love Satnam. Satnam is a mantra. And the essence of Satnam, what Satnam really means and translates to kind of roughly is, my name is truth. So now you see why it was the bonus gift to you in a set about power and truth. Satnam is a blend of clary sage, geranium, and patchouli. More clary sage and geranium than patchouli. I didn't want this to be like slap you in your face patchouli. Do you know what I mean? You know perfumes like that, right? Where you're like, ooh, that's patchouli. I didn't want that. I kind of wanted to just, patchouli's there as the most gentle base note in this blend. It's not there to do anything except just to anchor it so that it has a stand to hold it. You know, it's almost like a beautiful piece of art that just needed a stand. And so the patchouli's just there as that, just to give it a little bit of grounding. So I have a women's group that I run of moms. I've mentioned this before. And I gifted them drams of Satnam when I first prototyped it, which was about 2.5 months ago. And so all the moms took it, very excited, right? Thank you, thank you. Then I started getting the messages. And I had one woman write in and say, I have to travel for work and I can't travel without it. I have found that I've always been a nervous flyer and I don't like flying. And I've always been, you know, I invariably encounter problems and trouble when I'm traveling. And this was the first time I traveled without anxiety. And I thought that's a really powerful testimonial. And then the additional stories started coming in about other ways that they were using Satnam. One of them, her daughter has clinical depression, right? So she's using Satnam to help support her daughter who's very severely clinically depressed, and a younger girl, right? So someone who probably can benefit from working with alternative therapies before going to something more extreme. And so I have just heard all these little anecdotes now from people who are not my customers. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like they have any motivation to share feedback with me other than just saying, how much more can I get? I need a gallon of it. So anyway, if you fell in love with it, it is in the shop as a perfume. So if you didn't get it in the set, it is there for you And it is truly one of my favorites too. And one of the things that you'll find is the more you work with it, the more it reveals itself to you. You know, it's like sometimes when I work with it, I just really get the note of the clary sage. And clary sage is that. It is the healer through clarity. It brings clarity of thought, clarity of perspective, clarity of emotion. It helps you cut through any confusion in your life. So if you're going through a phase in your life where you're like, I don't understand what's happening, things are happening to me, not through me, I feel like I have no control in my life, part of what Satnam does is help you to find your locus of control so that you don't feel like you're just a victim going through life. So that's one of the main intentions. Geranium is uplifting and clarifying. Geranium helps to combat depression and anxiety by keeping you in the present moment. And so part of the reason why people are having such an incredible experience with this is geranium is that. Geranium is an anchor. It just won't let you fly all crazy, right? Geranium keeps you right here. You don't always want that, right? Like, you don't always want to be anchored in the present moment, but sometimes you do, especially during an anxiety attack or a panic attack. Geranium can help you that way. You know, those attacks where like your heart's beating and all that stuff's happening. And then lastly, the patchouli, in addition to being the preeminent essential oil for prosperity and abundance, it just brings wealth. In addition to all of that, patchouli is very grounding and nurturing and stabilizing. Patchouli, even though it's a very masculine oil, has a delightfully feminine edge to it. And so this is, yeah, I think there's a few sets left. I can't remember of this month. You'll have to look online. I think there might be like 100 sets left of this month's tools, and then those are gone. Those are gone because the L campaign is pretty hard to find these days. And so that will be the end of that kit once that one is gone. Okay, now your bonus tools. We have mace essential oil for air element, and we have violet leaf herb for water element. Okay, so, okay, here's what's cool about mace. Do you guys know what mace is? Have you seen it before? Because I'm about to show it to you. And that's a really fun story about how I even have this sitting in my hand. So mace is the little shell, the little case of nutmeg. This is nutmeg. And this little, looks like flames, that's mace. Isn't that cool? I have a client who's been with me for a long time. He's around, he's in groups, but he's very quiet. But he does a lot of philanthropy. He's a huge SG fan, and he's so well-versed in herbs and essential oils. And so he had been traveling, doing some philanthropic work with animals, as he does sometimes. And he sent this to me in the mail. It's very sweet. And he said, where I just came back from doing rescue work, these are just all over the ground. And he said, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the magic of mace and nutmeg, but this is an incredibly powerful good luck talisman thought to bring prosperity and strength and stability. And so he sent it to me as a gift. Isn't that cool? So I don't know if most of you had seen mace before, but I thought, wow, if they haven't seen it, what a cool thing to be able to experience. And now you know what mace smells like. So let's do 3 deep inhales of lovely mace. It's different from nutmeg, right? It's a little more camphorous. It has more of a bite to it. That's interesting. Nikki's mom always had it in her spice cabinet. Yeah, unfortunately, I was saying earlier, we don't have plans to restock the bonus kits. Sometimes when we do kits, we won't be able to get them back, especially bonus type kits, which are usually lower in quantity. So if you see those in the future, it's probably a good idea to grab it if you want it, just because afterward we may not be able to restock it for you. Okay, so mace is an air element essential oil, Mystica fragans. Isn't it cool that its Latin name is Mystica? Sounds like kind of a fun name that you could name yourself. Yeah, it's earthy, but it does have a little bit of a bite to it. It is for psychic power, the ability to see and foresee, and especially to see good things with mace. Mace gives you positive visions, helps you to see the positive things that will happen in your life and the life of those you love. It attracts good fortune, prosperity, and protection. It is also associated, are you ready? It's so divine how everything is so synchronous sometimes. Like it just reinforces my total belief in magic and energy. And my life philosophy, you know, my whole life philosophy is let it be. Things always work themselves out. I think people spend so much time, you know, making themselves anxious because they're trying to control everything. Whereas if people would just sort of let go and let God, things tend to work themselves out. I'm probably saying that as an older, 45-year-old middle-aged person. Maybe it took me all these years to figure that out, but mace is something of that. Mace is the oil of letting go and letting God, and trusting the process, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and you don't have to do anything to make it happen. And in fact, sometimes you insert yourself in the process, and what happens, right? Like, you make it worse in a way. So mace can sort of have that reminder for you. But here's the really cool synchronicity. Mace is associated with the season of winter and the holiday of Yule, which is just days away from us right now. So I think it's really cool too that this class, which is our last class of 2017, actually brings us as a bonus product mace, which is associated with the holiday that's right on the heels of our class. Isn't that cool? That's right. Yeah, well, so I don't know that we did a parchment with this. I'm not sure that we did, just knowing that I was going to be covering everything in class for you. But I can certainly check with the team if you were, if they did send one, I'll make sure that you got one. But they may have just trusted that I was going to be telling you all about it. Is mace going to be in the EO line? I'm not sure because we're having trouble restocking it for the bonus. At this time, I don't think we have plans to bring mace into the line just yet. I know. Well, it's not the last class. We have class next month, and your tools are in the shop tonight. So AroMagic keeps going. This is just our last class of 2017. We have so much more work to do. Okay, did you know that mace trees, nutmeg trees, grow up to 65 feet tall in Southeast Asia? If they are in their perfect, preferred tropical environment, those trees grow forever. I mean, so high that you can't see above them. So it's pretty incredible how they do that. Okay, so element of air, like I said, inspiration, communication, intellect, logic, direction, and letting it go. Because in life, the reality is if you don't let go, you'll be dragged. So it's much better to just, in fact, I just was talking about that in one of our rituals coming up today that I was preparing for you guys, talking about how if the medicine of Yule is anything, the medicine of Yule is let go, because otherwise you'll be dragged through life, right? That's right. Yeah, so this is, that's why I was showing you, this is mace. It was a gift from one of my clients. And so the yellow flamey looking stuff, this is attached, by the way. I can't pick that off. I could, but I don't want to because I like it. But it's the actual little case that holds the nutmeg pod in there. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that so much. Okay, last but not least, we're doing good tonight. Violet leaf. Now, this is not violet flower, this is violet leaf. There are two different parts to the violet plant. Most violet petal oils are fragrance oils because the violet petals themselves tend not to have a strong scent to them. And so the fragrance oil, especially like fine perfume grade fragrance oil, is often preferred for violet petals because it's more enhanced of a smell than you would actually get if you pressed or distilled the actual petals of a violet plant or flower. And you know that to be true, right? Like I grow violets in my kitchen. They don't smell, right? So if you really want to smell what a true violet smells like, the flowers don't smell as much. The leaf, however, has a very distinctive smell that I love. It's very deep. It's along the lines of a ricus or a vetiver. And so if you love like the deeper, more resinous, like think myrrh, think vetiver, think what would be another one? It would be a Poponax would be another one to compare it to. If you like those essential oils that are really thick and resinous, you would also really like violet leaf. And it's so good for your skin. I can't even begin to tell you. It's a powerhouse of healing. It's soothing. It brings serenity and peace. It is well known for bringing prophetic dreams. So too much violet leaf can actually put you into an altered state. You have to be careful. It does promote restful sleep and energetic protection and anti-aging. And that's why I put it in there as one of my suggestions for you. If you were going to make like the ultimate anti-aging serum, violet leaf essential oil should be in it. And I'll tell you, every anti-aging serum that I've ever made through Sage Goddess has violet leaf in it. So you've already been using it if you've been using any of my anti-aging treatments, which I hope that you have. So good. Yeah, it's definitely a base note. Violet leaf for sure is going to be a base note because it's along those lines of those really deep, resinous, thick. And that's why I was comparing it to like a myrrh or a frankincense or a Poponax, where you have like a really sort of it's really a nesting scent, right? That you build fragrance and layers on top of that. So good. Not in my experience, it doesn't have a sweet taste to it, but if you've heard that from other people, maybe they did a different sort of, maybe they added sugar or something sweet to it that would have made it taste that way. Oh, I'm so glad you guys loved it. Do you guys have any questions before I do the giveaways? Anything I didn't cover or anything you have questions about? We did a really comprehensive class tonight and we're all caught up, which is really fun. So we start 2018 now on a sort of a blank slate. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. You know, I tried to give you not just the basics this year, like not just go over the basic class products, but also go over bonuses and introduce you to other things that maybe you hadn't experienced before. We're going to keep doing that next year because I think it's fun. And also to talk about the recipes. We're going to keep doing the DIY stuff, the recipes for you and all of that, because I think that's exciting too. I want you to know how to use the herbs and oils, not just what they are. Yeah, Colin, ultimately, we will have everything that we can have. We'll have everything that anybody can have. If we can't get it, other people probably can't get it either. And then we are trying, I have a short list. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to tell you we can get it and then disappoint you. But I have a short list of things that right now nobody can get that I'm trying to have distilled for us. So within the next few months, Sage Goddess will have every essential oil that every other company has at the best price in 1 or 2 sizes for you. And you'll always be able to use your discounts to purchase them. So it doesn't get any better than that, in my opinion. Hi, Kayla. It was her first class. I'm glad that you were here. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so there was a question about the bundle on the door from, I see you there, Kat. When you hang a medicine bag inside the door, does it matter which side? It should be on the inside of the door heading out, not the outside of the door heading in. Does that make sense? So if you're standing at the door going into the room, that's not where you want to hang it. You want to be in the room looking out of the room and you want to hang it above there, if that makes sense. We will have white sage essential oil. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really proud of that. Colin said she compared the prices. We really made sure. In fact, that was a big part of our process and our diligence was making sure that we were the best of the best of the best. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you didn't, there's really no substitute for violet leaf. But as it is with most essential oils, right? There's no one-to-one where I could say, yes, you could use that instead of that. Nothing quite has all of those. No, Angela, these are pure EOs. These are not cut. So the brand new AroMagic line, which if you guys didn't see, this was the big announcement tonight, right? Sage Goddess, our goal is to become the most comprehensive supplier of essential oils in the world. And tonight we launched a good chunk of essential oils on our website. They are all pure essential oils. They are not cut or diluted. That's really important for you to know. If you want to dilute them, you can, but I wanted you to have the basics so that you can decide how you use them. We weren't going to decide that for you. We're going to have all kinds of tools for our essential oils. We're going to have blends coming. So this is just the beginning. That's why I was sharing with you guys. Just to do what I did tonight took me and my team close to 6 months. So we are so excited just to be able to even have what we have for you tonight. The rest is coming, and it's going to be the same quality, same quartz inside the bottles, same logo, same design. I'm really glad that you guys are loving them so much. So glad. Yes, so stand by because there's more coming. And yes, there's blood orange essential oil. We will have it for you. And it's one of my favorites too, because blood orange is, it's darker. It's not necessarily sweeter, but it is certainly stronger than your sweet orange. It's one of my favorites actually. And blood orange is in quite a few of the Sage Goddess perfumes too. We've been using blood orange essential oil in some of our perfumes for about 5 years now, which is really cool. We're gonna have it all, guys. You just gotta be patient with us, but a lot of it's already there. So let me read you the list of what's in the shop tonight. Are you ready? I'm gonna read this through to you and then I'm gonna do the giveaways. I'm so excited. Okay, you ready? Here's the list of what we have right now on the website right now. Are you ready? Angelica. How many of you have asked me for Angelica? I mean, I'm just telling you, I have been asked for Angelica for at least 5 years, consistently, like at least once a week for the last 5 years. Someone has said, can you please carry Angelica essential oil? It's there. Angelica is protective. It breaks hexes. It filters out negative energy. Betel leaf is there. Carnation. Cinnamon Acacia is online now. Chamomile is there. Champaka, Clary Sage. Frangipani, Plumeria essential oil is there. Frankincense, gardenia, grapefruit. Helichrysum, honeysuckle, jasmine, juniper berry, lavender, lemon and lemongrass, marjoram, narcissus, neroli, opoponax, orange, sweet orange, oregano, orris root, patchouli, peppermint, petitgrain, rose de mai, rosemary, rukiora, which is a beautiful Indian flower, rucus, sandalwood, spearmint, spikenard, star anise, styrax. And by the way, styrax is as close as we're going to come to amber because, you know, amber is extremely rare and extremely difficult to find, and a lot of it's not authentic EO. So you have to be careful with amber. Styrax, tagetes, tea tree, and wintergreen are all on the website right now. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So those oils are all there for you. All the information is on the website, so you can just have fun tonight, just perusing and seeing what is speaking to you. So glad that you're excited. Okay, so I have 2 giveaways. You ready? One of my favorites on this tray, I'm trying to think of which one I want to give to you. I was feeling, oh, you know what? Yes, where is it? I'm going to give away Angelica tonight. Are you ready? Okay. Angelica is truly one of the most protective essential oils on the planet. Who would love a gift of a 5 ml bottle of our brand new offering of Angelica essential oil? Who would love that? Who needs like the heaviest protection possible? Because that's what Angelica is. Who's feeling really called to Angelica? Oh, I love that. Maria says she's screaming inside. I love it so much. Oh, you do? That's awesome. I love that so much. Oh, Amanda, I'm glad that you enjoyed your first class. That makes me so happy. Okay. Who's feeling called to it? Oh, I love you guys so much. It's so fun to see you get excited. I was hoping that you'd be this excited because honestly, I've just been like a little kid all day. Like, oh my God, I get to tell them tonight. It's all there. Okay. Oh, Kayla, I'm glad that you enjoyed the first class. That makes me very happy. Okay. Oh, hi. Loretta's joining us from Italy. How beautiful is that? Okay. All right. I think I know who this is going to. Okay. I think I know who this is going to. Okay. Because I know it has been on her list for a long time. Angela Marie, I'm going to give this beautiful bottle of Angelica to you with so much love. Just make sure I have your mailing address, Angela Marie. If you could just send me a quick private message just to confirm that the one I have is accurate for you. And I will send your beautiful Angelica out to you tomorrow with so much love. How fun is that? I'm so excited. So that is the winner of Angelica. I'm sorry. Angelica thought I was calling her because I was saying Angelica. Then for the next one, I'll try to choose an oil that isn't actually someone's name as well. So did Angela Marie see that she won? I just want to make sure. Congratulations to you, Angela. We're very happy for you. Okay, now I'm going to choose one of you and you get to pick. Isn't this exciting? Did Angela Marie see that she won? I hope she saw. Okay, now, who wants to choose one from the tray? I will be very curious to see what you choose. If I choose you, I'll be very curious to see what you picked. Okay, who's ready? Who wants to pick from the tray? So exciting. Yep, I see you guys. So your certificates will be ready for you right after the new year. They're already done. They're flipping gorgeous. I should have had one printed for tonight. We custom designed your Holistic Healer certificates for this year, and they're gorgeous. They're really just beautiful. I think you're going to be really proud to hang it on your wall and have people see that you're a holistic healer and that you're certified for 2017. So those will be ready for you soon. And then all you'll do is add it to your cart when you check out, but it's free. And that allows us to ship it to you. So that those are coming. Isn't that cool? Aw. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Oh, I'm glad you guys are excited. That makes me really happy. Aw. Okay. You guys ready? Yeah, so you'll get a certificate for each year of completion for Holistic Healer. So this year is a certificate for completing the last 11 months. You have to complete it all 11 to get your certificate. And then next year, there will be an additional certificate for 2018. And so you'll get a certificate each year. I'm glad you guys are excited for your certificate. Okay, I think I know. I think I know. Okay. Okay. I wish I could choose all of you, honestly. I really would if I could. That would be a little crazy and intense for my team. Okay. Are you ready? Megan and Stephanie. It's funny, Megan and Stephanie, I noticed your energy when I was doing the first giveaway, but I was told that it was supposed to go to Angela. A little kombucha. So, Megan and Stephanie, you win, and I want to know what you choose. So, here's what's on my tray. Are you ready? Did Megan and Stephanie see that she won? Super excited for you. Okay. On my tray, I have tea tree, cinnamon acacia, narcissus, clary sage, star anise, neroli, wintergreen, oregano, grapefruit, tagetes, opoponax, lavender, marjoram, lemon, rosemary, lemongrass, gardenia, petitgrain, orange patchouli, chamomile, helichrysum, spearmint, grapefruit, rose de mai, gardenia, rucous, helichrysum, ruchiora, chamomile, frangipani, orris root, honeysuckle, juniper berry, spikenard, champaka, jasmine, beetle leaf, and sandalwood. And by the way, if you haven't smelled my sandalwood, I have smelled every sandalwood on the planet. I have smelled South African sandalwood. I have smelled Australian sandalwood. I have smelled Hawaiian sandalwood. I have smelled Indian sandalwood. There's nothing like this particular sandalwood, which is from India, but it's a very specific type and it is unlike anything in the world. So I don't want to influence you in your choice. So all you have to do, sweet one, I'm not sure if she'll see this tonight. All you have to do is either let me know here or send me a private message and let me know which one you choose, Megan and Stephanie, and I will send your choice to you tomorrow with a little love note that says thank you for being here and being part of the program and being one of the first ones to receive one of these essential oils from the brand new collection, which is so exciting. Thanks, you guys. Oh, Jenny likes the sandalwood. That makes me happy that you've enjoyed it. I love that. It's my favorite sandalwood ever on the planet. I'm so glad that she saw it. Did she pick sandalwood? Which one did she choose? I would love to know. All right. Well, I will look for it. Megan and Stephanie, if you can, just send me a private message, you guys, and let me know which one you choose and let me know the best mailing address to use to send it to you. And I will get that off to you in the mail tomorrow. Oh, I'm so glad. You're so, so, so welcome. Acacia is cinnamon. Acacia is just the shortened name for cinnamon acacia, and it's a true cinnamon. And so that is the story of acacia. You're so welcome, you guys. Gosh, Melanie wants to know what I'd recommend for her. You know what first came to me, Melanie? And we were talking about it earlier. Remember when I was telling you about neroli, you guys, and then I'll let you go on this. Remember I was telling you about neroli, and I was telling you how neroli are the petals of the orange blossom flowers. They use all parts of the orange flower, right? And so petitgrain is also part of that too. It's more of the branches and the leaves. And so Melanie, I feel like petitgrain is what you need tonight. That would be my little recommendation for you. Wouldn't it be fun to do a bonus session where I gave you suggestions for EOs that you should work with? I mean, would that be fun for you? I don't know. It could be kind of cool. Like if we're just live and it's very casual and you kind of tell me what's going on and I can give you a recommendation. And maybe that would also be a good learning opportunity for you so that then if someone else, came to you for that, you would know what to recommend for them. I think that might be kind of a cool bonus session idea. So if you guys decide that you would like that, I think that'd be really fun. And I can schedule that for January. Okay. I would have such a blast sitting here for an hour with some tea, listening to you and guiding you to some new essential oils. So I will schedule that for one of our first bonus sessions in the new year. I look forward to that. All right, you guys. Well, I want to thank you. I don't want to break down and be emotional, but I want to thank you for being here with me this year. Some of you are brand new. Some of you have been here for the whole 11 months. No matter where you are in the process, I'm just grateful that you're here with me. I hope that you learned so much this year. I hope that you enjoyed what you learned. And I hope that you feel like you have not just learned what these things do, but how to use them, you know, and I hope that the recipes and the ideas and suggestions have really been a source of inspiration and blessing for you. That's been my intention anyway. I see you. I'm grateful for you. I'm proud of you. I mean, how far you've come in terms of learning everything about crystals this year and everything about herbs and oils this year. If you've been in holistic healer and then in sabbatical with magic and ritual and astrology, doing the deeper evolutionary astrology that we discussed, north and south nodes and where Pluto is and about karma, when you think about what we covered this year, it's pretty amazing. And it's been really cool to be your teacher and your guide throughout the whole thing. I just appreciate you on every level. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to wish you a blessed Yule. If you celebrate Hanukkah, I want to continue to wish you blessings as you celebrate this holiday. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas if you celebrate that tradition. And if you don't celebrate any of those, I just want to wish you a Happy New Year. Although I will see some of you before that. We have sabbatical toward the end of the month. And we have our runes class too, coming up on the 27th, runes part 2. So if you enjoyed that, I think you'll be really excited about part 2 of that class too. So cheers, you guys. Thank you for being here. Truly. Thank you for walking this path with me. The best is yet to come. 2018, we're taking the lid off the box. So I hope that you are looking forward to that. But I really want to say cheers to you and just how proud I am of you because you've come so far. And I love seeing your knowledge and your wisdom. And I even see it when you're sharing personally, like when you post something personally on Facebook and you're showing your knowledge. It's like, I just sit back and I'm in awe of you. You know, you've blossomed and you're doing the work and it's sacred and it's beautiful and you're changing the world. So cheers and thank you to all of you for being here with me tonight. I really appreciate it. And I will look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Mwah. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. Enjoy the essential oils, truly. And remember, nobody else can purchase them tonight except for you. So if you wait till tomorrow, some of them may be gone or low in stock. And so I did that tonight so that you guys can go and shop and enjoy quietly before the rest of the world begins to get the news. Because I'll tell you, there are a lot of people who buy other companies' essential oils who've been really waiting for us to do this. And so that's why I'm saying it's a really beautiful timing with the affiliate program. Because if people are already customers of those other companies, they probably would really love to come over here, especially with the collection now becoming more expansive than what's available anywhere else. I don't think it'll be hard for you to convince your friends to come and join you as an advisor. So cheers to you. We did this for you. We got this launch ready so that you're set to go January 1st and you have so much more now to share with people than ever before. So cheers to all of you. We'll see you soon.